Good morning students, welcome back to online class. So today we are going to learn about the geography part, unit 1, day 3. Okay, so already in the first class, location we learned, is it India's location we learned. Second day class, regarding the Himalayan mountain I explained. Yes, in today's class, I am going to explain about the northern Great Plains. Yes, this is the one of the physical features of India. Yes, so physical features, under that last class itself I told you, yes, northern mountain is there. Yes, northern mountain in the sense Himalayan mountain. Okay, so Himalayan mountain is there, like that I said. Then regarding this only we are going to learn northern Great Plains. Northern Great Plains. Yes, then desert is there, like that. Yes, this is one of the physical features of India. Then Deccan Plateau. Yes, that is peninsular plateau. Yes, the Deccan Plateau here in the southern part of India. Yes, so then that regarding that coastal plain. Yes, coastal plain. Yes, then Western Ghats, regarding that Eastern Ghats, as well as the islands, like that already I told you. Today I am going to explain about the northern Great Plains alone. Okay children, yes, you can take your book, all of you. You can check it with the help of the book, children. Okay, yes, the northern Great Plains, so where it is located? Yes, it is located in the southern part of the Himalaya. Yes, so in your book it is given the same thing only. It is given the fertile plain, northern Great Plains, in the sense it's a fertile area. Okay, fertile plain, like that it is given. Yes, fertile land. Okay, so it is located, lies, like that it is given. So I am telling it is located, yes, in the southern part of the Himalayas. Okay, Himalayas, otherwise called as northern mountain. Yes, so what type of the soil it has consisted? In the sense alluvial soil. Okay, alluvium, like that it is given, children. Okay, so alluvium soil in the sense it's a fertile soil. It's helpful for the cultivation. Okay, so how it the northern Great Plains formed? In the sense because of the deposit of yes, a deposit in the sense the rivers, everything, the rivers in the sense Ganga, Yamuna, yes, Brahmaputra, those rivers deposited its silt. Okay, silt in the sense soil, deposited, other meaning accumulation. Okay, kuvittu veikkirathu. Okay, that's the meaning. Yes, accumulation, otherwise keeping the sand. Is keeping their sand over the northern Great Plains area. So such a way only this plains, northern Great Plains formed. Okay, yes, so Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra and their tributaries, in the sense, and their sub rivers. Okay, Gomti, Gagra, yes, so San, Betwa, so these are the sub rivers of Ganga. Yes, so those rivers keep its sand, keeping its sand over the northern Great Plains. So such a way only this land was created, like that they are telling. Then moreover, length of the plain, length of the northern Great Plain, how much kilometer? In the sense 2400 kilometer. 2400 kilometer. At the same time, width how much? In the sense 242 yes, 240 kilometer to 320 kilometer. Yes, so its width increases from east to west, like that they are telling. Then moreover, its area, yes, how much area it covers? In the sense 7 lakh square kilometer. One word answer, children. Northern Great Plains covers 7 lakh square kilometer land. Okay, so this much only it is given, children, here. So nothing is there. Northern Great Plains para, the first para, where it is located? In the sense it is located in the southern part of the northern Great Plains, otherwise called as Himalayas. Okay, moreover, what type of the soil it has? In the sense alluvium soil. Okay, so what are the rivers are deposited its sand over the northern Great Plains? In the sense Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. Okay, moreover, the length, length of the plain, how much kilometer? 2400 kilometer. Yes, then how much area it covers? In the sense 7 lakh square kilometer. This much only it is given. The next one you can check it, children. Just before I told yes, Ganga, Indus, yes, Indus, see this is Indus river. Okay, Indus river, Ganga, Brahmaputra. So these rivers only deposited its sand over the northern Great Plains area. So northern Great Plains area, in the sense, so this much only, children. Okay, northern Great Plains area. So here only these rivers keeping its sand. Okay, such a way only this northern Great Plains was formed, like that they are telling. Okay, so these rivers these see here that Narmada, Tapti, Mahanadi, so these are the peninsular rivers. Okay, so peninsular rivers. So these are the Himalayan rivers. So these are the Himalayan rivers. So these are the Narmada, Tapti, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, those rivers, that is the peninsular rivers. Okay, children. Yes. So in your book it is given. You can check it, children. You know that homogeneous see, Great Plains of India is remarkably a homogeneous surface with an imperceptible slope, like that it is given. Yes, precipitable like that it is given. So we cannot predict even such a slope is there. Okay, so that's a meaning. Moreover, this these are the Great Plains, northern Great Plains, mostly it was formed by the deposition in the sense, just before I told, accumulated, otherwise keeping the sand, sand of Himalayan rivers as well as Vindhyan rivers. Okay, Vindhyan rivers in the sense, the river Vindhya. Okay, Narmada, Tapti, Vindhyan rivers in the sense, Vindhya actually mountain. Okay, so over that, Narmada, Tapti rivers and all flowing. So because of those rivers only, this was created, like that they are telling. These rivers, deposit number of, large amount of, enormous quantity of sediment, like that it is given. I am telling large amount of sand, deposited along the foothills on the floodplains. Okay, so the important characteristics are there. Yes, what are the important characteristic features of sediments? Okay, so 4 types of the sediments are there. So you can check it here. Yes, 4 types of the that sediments are here, children. So here you can check it: Bobber soil, Bobber plain, yes, Terai plain, Bongar plain, as well as Ghadar plain. Yes, finally in your book one more also it is given, that is delta. Yes, later we can see that. Okay, so Bobber plain, what is that in the sense, Bobber plain in the sense, what is that? I am telling about the important characteristics, features of sediments. So sediments in the sense soils, type of plain, type of land, type of soil. Okay, yes, regarding that only I am going to explain, children. So Bobber plain, this plain is made up of gravels. It's made up of gravels, gravels and pebbles and all, you people knows very well, is it? So it's made up of gravels and unassorted sediment. Unassorted sediment in the sense, grains, grain size sediments. Grain size sediments. So that is the unassorted sediments. Okay, so that is the meaning, children. Unassorted sediment in the sense, grain size sediment. Sediment in the sense soil. Okay, deposited by the Himalayan rivers. Just before only I told Indus, that Yamuna, Ganga, Brahmaputra. Yes, so those rivers and all Himalayan rivers, from the Himalayas only it is originating. Okay, those rivers. So because of this, these rivers, okay, rivers only deposited its soil in the Bobber plain, like that they are telling. Okay, Bobber plain. Then moreover they are telling the porosity of this plain. Porosity, what is the meaning in the sense? I told just before, the grain type is a grain size sediment, like that. The grain size soil has small holes. So this small holes, what it is doing in the sense, it's absorbing the water so high. Yes, the porosity of this plain is so high, like that it is given. Porosity in the sense small holes. The porosity, what is the meaning? Small holes are there in this soil. So easily that soil absorbing the water. Okay, so here what is going on here? Small streams flow over this region, disappear. Yes. So soon that's why the small streams flow over this region, disappear, like that they are telling. Then how much kilometer lengthy this plain in the sense? 8 to 15 kilometer lengthy. Yes, 8 to 15 kilometer lengthiest plain, this Bobber plain. Moreover, its width in the it's wider. Yes, it's wider in the western plains than in the eastern area. So this region is suitable for the cultivation. Only big trees with large roots thrive. What is the meaning of thrive in the sense? What is the meaning of thrive? Growing. Yes, thrive in the sense, what is the meaning? Growing in this region. Okay, so this is very easy, children. Yes, I told, I'm telling about the important characteristics, features of sediments. So what are the types of the soils are available in the northern Great Plains? The first one is Bobber plain. Yes, plain in the sense land, flat lands. Okay, so the Bobber plain, has consisted the gravels and unassorted sediments. Just before I told unassorted sediments in the sense grain size sediment. The grain size sediments, it has consists small holes. That holes easily absorbing the water. That's why the small streams flow over this region, disappear. Okay, disappear. So this much only. Then finally they are telling only big trees alone we can cultivate in this with large roots, growing in this. Thrive, what is the meaning? Growing in this region. The next one, Yes, the next one, the Tarai. Yes, Tarai tract. Tarai tract. The Tarai tract, so I can show that picture. This is the Tarai tract, children. Okay, you can check it. This is a place of excessive dampness. Yes, excessive dampness as well as thick forest also we can find out this area. And moreover, it has a rich, wildlife. Okay, it lies to the southern part of the Babar Plains. Okay, it is located in the southern part of the Babar Plains. So this is the Tarai tract. Okay, its width, how much? 15 to 30 kilometer. 15 to 30 kilometer. The Tarai, this area is wider in the eastern parts of the Great Plains, particularly in the Brahmaputra Valley because of the heavy rainfall. So because of the heavy rainfall, this region, yes, it was extended, it was in big size like that they are telling, wider like that they are telling. Yes, in many states, the Tarai forest, this Tarai tract, otherwise forest, have been cleared for the cultivation. For the cultivation area, see, you can check this picture. From this picture, you can understand easily. Yes, the greenish area is the Tarai tract. This tracts, everything, they were cleared for the cultivation like that they are telling. I hope everything I told, I think so, in this, which is given in your book. Okay, in many states, Tarai forest have been cleared for the cultivation. It's very, very interesting, children. So this area, regarding this area, what is given in your book, it is the zone of, otherwise it is a place of excessive dampness. Dampness in the sense wetlands. Okay, dampness, wet. Okay, excessive dampness, thick forest it has consist, as well as it has consisted the wildlife. Okay, yes, where it is located? It is located in the southern part of the Babar Plains. Okay, so this much only it is given, children. The next, what is given? Okay, next, which plain in the sense? Banker plain. Yes, Banker plain, what type of the soil in the sense? Older alluvium. Yes, older alluvium. Alluvium in the sense, what type of the soil? It's a fertile soil. Then that's what they are telling here. Banker, it has consisted of the older alluvium like that it is given. See, formed by the older alluvium. Yes, formed by the older alluvium. This land has consisted of older alluvium soil. It lies, where it lies in the sense, above the flood limits of the rivers. Above the flood limits of the rivers. Moreover, this region's soil is dark in color. Yes, dark in color, look like black color, rich in humus content. Okay, so high richness, fertile soil, well drained and useful for the agricultural purpose. Okay, agricultural purpose. So this much only it is given. This is the older alluvium. Yes, one word answer, children. Banker plains, it's a consist of older alluvium. Otherwise, it's formed by the older alluvium. Okay, yes. Yes, the next one, Ghadar plain. Yes, Ghadar plain, what type of the soil it has consist in the sense? A new alluvium. Yes, new alluvium. Alluvium in the sense fertile soil. Yes, new alluvium tracts along the courses of the rivers are known as Ghadar, are otherwise called as betlands. Otherwise called as betlands. Sorry, this is the Ghadar plain, children. This is the Ghadar plain. It's regarding this only I am teaching now. Yes, this is called as new alluvium. Okay, so its tracts along the courses of the rivers are called as betlands. So this land consists of sand, silt, clay and mud. So it's very fertile soil, highly fertile soil like that they are telling. Okay, the next one, delta. Okay, that in the lower classes itself we might have learned, I think so, children, the triangle shaped fertile land. Yes, a triangle shaped fertile land at the mouth of river Ganga as well as Brahmaputra is called as Sundarban Delta. Yes, one word answer, children. Is the triangle shaped fertile land at the mouth of Ganga as well as Yamuna rivers is called as Sundarban's Delta. Okay, it is the biggest as well as fastest growing delta. Okay, so here it is given, it is the biggest and fastest growing delta, it is like that it is given. Moreover, it has consisted, old mud. Okay, old mud. Here it is given in your book, sluggishly like that it is given. Sluggishly in the sense, this here, river, this area, in this area, river flows, slowly, sluggishly in the sense slowly. Okay, it has consisted of mainly of old mud, new mud and marshy lands. Okay, so in the delta region, the uplands are called as chars. One word answer, children. In the delta region, the uplands are called as chars. At the same time, marshy lands are called as bills. Okay, one word answer, children. In the delta region, the uplands are called as chars. At the same time, marshy areas Marshy areas are called as, yes, marshy areas are called as wilds. Okay, so these are the things are there. The next I am going to teach about that, on the basis of the deposition of sediment by various rivers, the northern plains of India are divided into following four major regions. Yes, on the basis of the sediments by various rivers, the northern plains of India is divided into four major region. Yes, what are the region? Yes, what are the region in the sense? See, the Rajasthan plain. Yes, Rajasthan plain. The first one, Rajasthan plain. The next one, Punjab plain. The map, the background map is there. So where it will come, you can easily understand. This is the Rajasthan area, plain area, plains, flatlands, Rajasthan plain. This is Punjab area, Punjab plain. This is Gangetic area, Ganga plain. So here, Assam area, Brahmaputra plain. So these are the things are there, children. On the basis of the deposition of sediments by various rivers, the northern plains of India is divided into four major regions. Yes, that only I am going to explain now. Yes, the next one, first one, Rajasthan plain. In your book, you can check it. I am going to tell now. So where it is located in the Rajasthan plain, where it is located in the sense, it is located in the western part of Aravalli range. Okay, western part of Aravalli range. Okay, Aravalli range. Western part of Aravalli range. Moreover, it covers 1,75,000 square kilometer. Yes, how much area it covers in the sense 1,75,000 square kilometer it covers. Which plain? Rajasthan plain. Okay, so Rajasthan plain, it's formed by the deposition of Luni river. So in Rajasthan, one river is flowing. Yes, so what is the name of the river in the sense? Luni river. Yes, Luni, Luni. Luni and long vanished river Saraswati. What is mean by vanished? Disappeared. So disappeared river, which one? Saraswati. Yes, so in this area only, which plain is there? Rajasthan plain is there. Okay, so there are some salt lakes are available in Rajasthan. Yes, what is the name of the salt lake? Sambar lake, otherwise called as Pushkar lake. Yes, near Jaipur. Yes, very important one, like that they are telling. Okay, so this is the speciality of Rajasthan plain. Yes, the next what is given in the sense regarding the Thar desert, it is given. I will show the picture of Thar desert, children. The Thar desert, otherwise known as Great Indian Desert. Great Indian Desert. Okay, so it covers 2 lakh kilometers square. Okay, it covers how much area in the sense 2 lakh. Okay, 2 lakhs kilometers square, it's covering. Okay, which one? Thar desert. Okay, it forms a natural boundary. This is very important. This is it may be a one word. Okay, book inside one word. Thar desert, forms a natural boundary between India and Pakistan. It is the seventh, it's the seventh largest desert in the world. This is also very important, children. Thar desert is the seventh largest desert in the world, like that they are telling. Moreover, it covers two-thirds of the Rajasthan state. This is the Thar desert area. Okay, this is the Thar desert. You can check it, children. Thar desert. Okay, it is located in Rajasthan. It is located in the western part of Rajasthan. Western part of Rajasthan. You can check it, this sand. Okay, we cannot walk even. Such sand dunes are there. Is it? Yes. Then this desert, where it is lies in the sense, just before I told, it is located in the western part of the Rajasthan, like that I told. Here it is given western part of Aravalli range. And moreover, it covers 2/3 of the Rajasthan state. So two divisions are there in the Thar desert. What is that? Actual desert region. Yes, one is actual desert region. The next one is semi-desert region. Actual desert region, otherwise called as Marustali. Yes, actual desert region, otherwise called as Marustali. Yes, semi-desert region is there, that is Bangar. That is Bangar. Yes, Bangar, when I was teaching, I told that's older alluvium, like that I said. Is it older alluvium, like that I said? It's useful for agriculture, like that I said. So in that desert, the two types of the regions are there. Actual desert region, otherwise known as Marustali, and semi-desert region, otherwise known as Bangar. So many different types of sand dunes and salt lakes are there. Salt lakes, otherwise known as Dans. Okay, salt lakes, otherwise known as Dans, are found here. Seen here, like that it is given. I am telling found here. That's all. Okay, children. The next one, Punjab Haryana plain. Okay, Punjab Haryana plain, what are the importance are there in the sense, that Punjab Haryana plain in the sense it's formed by the deposition of rivers of Satluj. Okay, so what are the rivers are responsible for the formation of the Punjab Haryana plains in the sense, that Satluj, Beas and Ravi. Okay, Satluj, Beas and Ravi rivers are responsible for the formation of the Punjab Haryana plain. How much square kilometer it covers in the sense? 1.75 lakh square kilometer. Yes, it covers. Okay. Then moreover, here one interesting news is there. Doab region. Doab region in the sense that two major watershed it divides are Yamuna and Satluj, Ganga and Yamuna. In between lands are there. See, sorry, in between water area is there. Okay, in between the water area is there. In between the land, water area is there. That region is called as Doab region. See, this is the lands. Okay, this is the land area. So in between, water area. So this lands are called as Doab region. Doab, two major watershed divides are Yamuna and Satluj. Yamuna and Satluj as well as Ganga and Yamuna. So this one, Ganga and Yamuna region only I took. Okay. Yes, the next one, Ganga plain. Yes, Ganga plains, it extends from Yamuna to Yamuna region. Yes, it extends from Yamuna region to Bangladesh from Yamuna. Okay. So the total from Yamuna river, that place. Okay. The total area, how much square kilometer it covers in the sense, the Ganga plains alone, 3.75 square kilometer. 3.75 square kilometer. So it has consisted the river Ganga and its tributaries. So what are the tributaries of Ganga? From this para we can understand easily, children. Okay, Gagra, Gandak, Gosi, Yamuna, Chambal, Betwa. Yes, so these are the sub-rivers of river Ganga. Okay, so these rivers are flowing through the Ganga plains like that they are telling. It is the largest plain in India. This is the largest plain in India. Yes, so like that also, children. Ganga plains in the sense it extends from Yamuna to Bangladesh. Moreover, it's how much square kilometer in the sense of 3.75 square kilometer. It has consisted, so what are the rivers are there? River Ganga as well as its tributaries. So what are the tributaries are there? Gagra, Gandak, Gosi, Yamuna, Chambal, Betwa. So these are the tributaries also available in the Ganga plains. Okay. The next, the last one, Brahmaputra plain. Okay, Brahmaputra plain in the sense where it is located. It is located in Assam area. It is located in where? Assam. It is formed by the deposits of the river Brahmaputra. Yes, so because of the, because of the deposit in the sense, in the initial stage when I gave the introduction itself, I told, I think so, deposition in the sense keeping the soil, accumulating its silt in the sense sand, soil. Okay, deposits of river Brahmaputra. So because of that only Brahmaputra plains are formed like that, it is given. Okay, so it covers how much area it covers in the sense of 56,275 square kilometer. Yes, area, it covers. So these plains, create alluvial fans. Alluvial fans. So the Brahmaputra plains, creates alluvial fans as well as the marshy tracts like that they are telling. Alluvial fans I can show, children. This is the alluvial fans. Okay, alluvial fans. So which river is creating everything in the sense? Brahmaputra river. Okay, just before I told it is a Brahmaputra plain. It is located in Assam area. Moreover, it is formed by the deposits of the river Brahmaputra. Yes, how much area? So it covers in the sense it covers an area of about 275 square kilometer. 56,275 square kilometer it covers. It create alluvial fans. Yes, which river? Brahmaputra river and marshy tracts. So this much only, children. The next video I will give the notes also. Okay. Okay, children. Thank you.